Hi everyone and welcome. In today's video, we are going to create a beautifully detailed card using a 3D embossing folder, coordinating stencil, and matching die, which is the perfect trio for adding texture, color, and dimension to your handmade cards. For this design today, I'm going to be using the brand new Spring Things Cardmaking Kit from Gina K Designs, which is always packed full of amazing products, and it also includes the embossing folder, stencil, and die. This set is called Blooming Branches, and I have to say, this might be my favorite one so far that Gina has designed in a 3D embossing folder. It has the embossing folder, the stencil, and the die. The first thing you are going to want to do is die cut your flowers from white cardstock if you plan to emboss them. Because otherwise, if you emboss first and then die cut, you're going to flatten your image. So I die cut mine out of a heavyweight cardstock and then set them off on the side. Our coordinating stencils are labeled in the top right hand corner, and they're actually letters instead of numbers this time. So I am going to start with a letter A. I have a piece of heavyweight white cardstock cut to 4¼ by 5½ placed down on my double grip mat. And then I place the first layer of the stencil over the top. There are etched lines on the stencil, but I just mainly centered my cardstock in those etched lines. And then I'm going to use the Altenew stamp wheel alignment guides to kind of corner off or put them in the corners of the stencil. That way I always know exactly where to place the next layer of the stencil. This first layer of the stencil is just doing the stems for the leaves, and I am doing that in the Kelly Green ink using a mini blending brush. Once I have the stems done, I'm going to remove this stencil and bring in letter B for the next layer of the stencil. Please disregard the colored petals that you're going to see here. I was going to try something, I didn't think it would work, so just disregard those flowers for now, those petals. But I'm lining up stencil B. Now, a lot of times you can take the visual cues of what you already previously ink blended, but I think it does really help to have some sort of guide in the corners to make sure your stencil is lining up where it really should be. Then you can always adjust it as needed. So the first layer I'm going to do for the leaves is going to be key lime. So it's a really nice, bright, kind of yellowy green. I am really going to be stepping these leaves up because there is no other layer to the stencil to add detail to it. So I'm coming in next using a detail blending brush, and I believe this is the Kelly Green. What an amazing color combination, the key lime and the Kelly Green. So I start kind of down towards the base of the leaves, blend my way out. So I'm always leaving that nice, bright yellow green highlight. Then I'm stepping it up again because that's what I do. And I am adding dark spruce right down at the base and a little bit on the edges just to really step up that shadow area for the leaves. This layer also has an area to ink blend the center of the flowers, and I did not do those because I do not need to ink blend my flowers. At least I didn't feel I needed to. So I'm going to bring in the next layer of the stencil. This one has some more leaves and it also has the petals on here. So there it's starting to ink blend the flower, which I am going to skip because I have my die cut flower petals. So I'm using the same color combination for my leaves that I did on the previous stencil, which is the key lime. Then I'll come in with the Kelly green and deepen up that shadow area with the dark spruce. Actually, in thinking back, I think this layer of the stencil was the last layer. I really just wanted to get all of the leaves down because the flowers I'm going to do separate. So this may have been the last stencil. Off screen, I did go ahead and emboss the Blooming Branches embossing folder onto heavyweight white cardstock. So I'm going to use this as a guide. I'm placing this down onto my sticky mat. I did clean off some of my stencils, and then I'm putting repositionable tape on the back of those die cut flowers that I did earlier. I'm placing them right over the embossed flowers on my panel. So I'm using this as a guide. That way I can layer my stencils over the top, and all I need to concern myself with is that die cut flower. So I'm starting with the centers from one of those stencils. I forget which order this was. This might have been letter B. I started with a butterscotch, and then I'm going to come in on one side of those centers and add in honey mustard to match that contrast and the shadowing that I was doing with the leaves. Then I'm going to bring in the other stencils that are actually going to be doing the petals. So I'm going to line that up, and really at this point it's just using the visual cues of the die underneath. So it lines up really easy. I don't need a guide for that. And this again, I'm going to be layering up my ink colors. And I kind of started playing with some color combinations. So I first start with a light layer of blue sky all over the petals, still leaving that stencil in place because it's only doing some of the petals right now. So right now I'm coming in with medium lilac, and I am using again a detailed blending brush. These smaller blending brushes are super helpful when you really want to control the area that you're ink blending. So I didn't want to go too far out. I really wanted to keep that nice light blue highlight at the end. Then I'm going to come in with a dark lilac. So again, this one I am keeping darkest towards the center of the flower, and then it's going to get lighter and shift color as it gets out towards the tip of the petal. Now, the next stencil I bring in for the other petals, excuse me, I'm going to pretty much use the same color combination. The only thing I'm changing is I thought I would try bringing in dark orchid. I kind of wanted to have a little bit of a pink undertone before I started adding the purples. So it doesn't make a huge difference. I never went back and did the first petals that I had ink blended because you wouldn't be able to tell. The pink isn't going to show up on the purple. But here, I just added that light wash up to the tip of the edge of the petals, if that makes sense, leaving that blue highlight, and then coming in with the medium lilac and dark lilac. So you can just faintly see a little bit of that dark pink or the orchid underneath. I think it's steps like these, just adding those small little details that really make your petals and your flowers stand out from your card. So definitely experiment with your color combinations. Like I said, I knew that if I were to try and apply that orchid over the top of the purple, it was not going to really show because the purple is so dark. So by adding that on top of the blue, yes, it does kind of change into a purple a little bit, but it's got that pinkish highlight to it. It's just something really neat that you have to see in person and in the up close photos. Another thing you could do if you wanted to experiment with some color and some more contrast is adding dark blue right at that very center, right where the petal is meeting the center of the flower. Try in the navy or blue denim, and it would give amazing contrast. I'm removing my die cut flowers now. They're all ink blended, and for the most part, that panel is salvageable. I only got off of the edge a little bit there, but I'm taking my original plant panel that I ink blended the leaves. I'm placing that inside of the 3D embossing folder and running that through my die cut machine to add all of that gorgeous texture and detail to my leaves. It is phenomenal what that embossing folder does. Now, am I slightly off? Yes, but I'm okay with that. Next, I'm taking my flowers and I'm placing them over the top of their coordinating area of the embossing folder and running that through as well to give those their embossed detail. I'm going to add foam squares behind each of the flowers and then place them over the top of their coordinating area on top of my panel. Now, it may be up for debate as whether you should emboss first and then ink blend or ink blend and then emboss. I I think I tend to ink blend first and then emboss. And I love the results. Now, I like I said, it's not lined up completely perfect. It did shift a little bit, which is fine by me, and I even did get a little cracking on my cardstock, but it is handmade. It is not meant to be completely perfect. I am proud of how that turned out. So I am good with little bits of cracking here and there. Next, I'm going to stamp a sentiment. This is from the Courtyard Silhouettes stamp set that's included in the kit. Beautiful font for these sentiments, but they are delicate. I stamped it in black ink onto heavyweight white cardstock, just gently stamping that down. And then I am die cutting that out with its coordinating die. I die cut it out one more time from another piece of white cardstock. I'm layering that together with some Connect glue that I have in a fine tip bottle. And then I will be adding it to the front of my card project using some foam squares on one side and liquid glue on the other because it's going to overlap my popped up flowers. Off screen, I created a side folding card base using my scoreboard. So I'm just folding that in half, reinforcing that fold with my bone folder. And then I did not trim my panel down whatsoever. All I did was add foam tape to the back of that entire panel, and I'm placing that onto my card front. So even though I don't have any border or margin, I love that it's popped up. It was just something special and a little something extra I could do to the card. I hope today's project using the Spring Things kit from Gina K Designs gave you a little inspiration and maybe even sparked an idea for your next card. The coordinating embossing folder, stencil, and dies in this kit make creating detailed designs so enjoyable. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your time with me. I truly appreciate it. All of the supplies I used today will be linked down below in the video description. Here is another video that I think you'll enjoy.